Hello there, fellow hockey fans. It's the Hardcore Puckhead, recapping the last week of action this tight playoff race, and also news regarding some playoff clinchings. There was two more yesterday. First off, congratulations to the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're officially in the playoffs for the third time ever in franchise history. Um, the Jackets clinched early yesterday with their 4-1 victory over the Devils in a very crazy game. Um, Technically, none of the four goals they scored were straight up even straight goals. They scored a shorthanded penalty shot goal, another shorthanded goal, another penalty shot goal, and an empty net goal. So it was very crazy outing. The win also put the Jackets in the 100-point mark for the first time ever. So they are tied for the best record in the NHL with the Capitals, who clinched the spot last night. No, not last night. Saturday when they defeated the Lightning. So two spots are in the East with 6 to go. The next to clinch is most likely the Pittsburgh Penguins. Of course, the Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, could officially make their defense could officially begin their defense to cup with a win tomorrow. And and it's a very tight 3-team race too for the first place in Metropolitan and the best record in the league. Um, Washington and Columbus are knotted at 100, while while Pittsburgh has 99 points. So and so it's going to be a very crazy race. Um, Another team who clinched yesterday was the Chicago Blackhawks, the first West team to officially make the playoffs. Um, they, they they got their win at the expense of the lowly Avalanche, 6-3, with 5 goals coming in the third period, and the first 3 being scored in 34 seconds. A terrible way to lose a game. Um, and they also got some help from Calgary. Calgary beat down the struggling Kings, 5-2, and that loss put the Blackhawks in. So we have 3 playoff spots in 13 left, and 13 left, and the last 3 weeks of the season start tonight. And yeah, Chicago's kind of been on a tear, capitalizing on the struggling Minnesota Wild. The Wild lost another game yesterday. They came back in immense fashion. They were down 4-0 and came back in the second period to tie it at 4 after 2. But Winnipeg managed to squeak one out of a goal in the third to get the victory. But so Minnesota is now looking up at the Blackhawks after being on top in the Central for so long. And back to the Kings, though. The Kings are in immense danger. The Kings are in immense danger of missing the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. And this stretch comes after the Kings won 2 cups in 3 years. They won cups in 2012 and 2014, but have not won a playoff series since because they only made the playoffs last year and they were beaten the first round. You know, they say the Kings are kind of the closest thing to a mini dynasty in hockey. I mean, 2 out of 3. Let's face it, hockey in the NHL there hasn't been a repeat champion in almost 20 years. So 2 out of 3 is really good in hockey. But they won cups 2 out of 3 years. Now they are really falling off. And if the Kings aren't careful, they could end up spending Stanley Cup playoffs on the golf course again. Something's got to give. Either the goaltending. I can't see it being the goaltending because not only do they have Quick, but they got Ben Bishop before the trade deadline from Tampa. So something really has to give for the LA Kings. Something has to change. Just two missed postseasons in 3 years potentially. I mean, thankfully, they have time. 3 weeks isn't much time, but it's enough time. Here are the standings on this app, this handy dandy app, this handy dandy NHL app, and the Kings find themselves 6 points out of a spot behind Nashville. So that's pretty iffy right there. And as far as third place in the Pacific is concerned, they're a long way out. Matter of fact, the team that beat them has a third place position, the Calgary Flames. So they're 15 points behind, and or not 15. I looked at the wrong team. I looked at the Jets. The Jets have 71 points, but they're 11 points behind third place. But that's still a lot. When you're struggling, that's a lot of points. And as it stands here, the Sharks still lead the division, 4 points over the Ducks. Montreal and Ottawa played a home and home on Saturday and Sunday, with Montreal winning both games. The season series is tied in points, but Montreal leads Ottawa in the Atlantic by 4 points. And their final meeting of the regular season is this upcoming Saturday. Um, though that may not be the last time they see each other. With the way things are going, we could be looking at a Habs-Sens Atlantic Division final. So they could be looking at the most 7 more games against each other. That's a lot of bad blood. You don't need Taylor Swift to tell you that. As far as the wild card races, well, the Rangers, the Metropolitan is so good. The Rangers will pretty much have a playoff spot wrapped up already. They have 93 points, but they're a wild card. They have 14 more points than the second wild card position, which just happened to be held by the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs The Leafs suffered an overtime loss at home to Chicago on Saturday, but they still have a 1 point lead over the Islanders for the final wild card spot. So the East has a bit more of a closer wild card race than the West does. Toronto at 79. Here it is right here. It's um it's Toronto at 79. Toronto 79, the Islanders at 78, and the Lightning at 77. Uh, Philly Philly has an outside shot. They have 74 points. They're 5 points out, and that could be made up in no time at all. I swear, I love this thing. This app, this app right here, just it's so it's amazing. It tells you everything, and so yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going down. What's been going down as far as the Stanley Cup playoff races are concerned. What are some important games tonight? Boston, Toronto play each other tonight. That should be a good affair. Kings are in Edmonton. They need to win to kind of keep hope alive. And Ottawa and Boston play each other. And Pittsburgh's potential playoff clinching game is against the Sabres. So I'm not saying it's an easy win. There are no easy wins in hockey. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Wednesday is Islanders Rangers um, for Wednesday night rivalry. And another big game, Blue Jackets Capitals in DC on Thursday evening. That's a big game. That could decide. It could put one of these teams closer to the President's Trophy in first place. And as I said, Montreal and Ottawa face each other one last time in the regular season on Saturday. That game is in Montreal. And Philly and Pittsburgh run into each other on Sunday. So we're talking about amazing week of important games heading into the last stretch of weeks of the season. So those, so that is my recap of last week. If any more questions come up this week between now and the next video I do next week, I'll post congratulatory videos. We should get at least one more. The Penguins should wrap it up this tomorrow. Um, so so with that I say enjoy hockey, enjoy this stretch responsibly, and good day, fellow hockey fans.